Slow Productivity by Cal Newport. Yes, this is the latest offering from Cal, and boy, it's a book that I needed. I was a bit too busy, trying to be a bit too fast, and getting a little burnt out. And this book has reintroduced me to some great themes that I want to share with you. And I'm very glad to announce that you can do this as a course at apolloskills.com. It's totally free. You can dig into it. Now, what's at the heart of this is a push towards doing just better quality work. It's about unlocking this idea of deep work, really, no distractions, go deep and actually master the work you're on, and rejecting like this idea of just being busy all the time. And that should be a pretty good way for us to get out into life and not burn out and live in a more sustainable way. So let's get into this course and how this book can really help us. So as usual with all of our Apollo Skills courses, PDF summary of the book, audio summary of the book, a quiz so you can really process key concepts, but also where we really get down to business over here is the homework activity. So you'll get a specific activity to take your professional life, your personal life, apply the concepts of the book, and then as you've written that up, you can actually submit it to our AI agent and get instant feedback on the course. So you don't need to wait for me to give you feedback or to send it to a lecturer or a friend or a family member. You can get instant high quality feedback. So pretty good. Let's get into what we can learn here. As I said, Cal Newport, he's like, let's get out of this busyness because that doesn't necessarily produce high value. Some key themes, pushing towards quality over quantity. This is a big one. So slow down, do fewer things, do them better. Now, I mentioned deep work, and there is a whole course we've done on his book called Deep Work. But I truly do believe it is a competitive edge, and I'll tell you why. Most people I meet don't have a level of mastery around their work. They know enough to get through, but they don't truly understand high-level concepts or specific details that have a big impact on how things play out. So if you do choose to do deep work and slowly accrue mastery, it will be such a distinction between you and the rest. And this is all flying in the face of that hustle culture that we see so much of at the moment. This is all about take your time and let's get this thing cooked right. And that is your mastery, that is your talent, that is your potential. Let's get into a couple of key themes in the book. I mean, this book is really great because he had the courage basically to recommend an approach which is pretty much the antithesis to how most people work. So a couple of key takeaways: fewer goals, more impact, consistency over intensity. So just every day, like for example, every day I'm making content, be it a blog post, be it a YouTube film. Every day I want to make something to share my knowledge. This one was big for me, avoiding overcommitment. Saying no really helps. And again, this is all inside of this book, Slow Productivity. Avoiding shallow work. So you need to know what that looks like as well as deep work. I talked a lot about mastery. And then there's the boundary thing. I think some of us, particularly those of us who work in hybrid, remote environments, find ourselves working like the United Nations in 10 million different time zones, countries, and so forth. So what you have here is a couple of key concepts in his other books, but there's some really relevant and timely practices to slow down and do things better and stop rushing around like crazy people. So again, what I want to really bring you back to is this has really become a lost art. If you think about scheduling calls, meetings, notifications, if you think about all these things that are fighting for our attention, many times that'll take up the entire day and there will be no time for going deep and really thinking and working on a problem to find a solution. And that's where true value is created, when you solve things in a new and novel way, when you create a product worth creating businesses worth creating. So I encourage you to get into this book, Slow Productivity by Cal Newport. Head over to apolloskills.com. Not only will you be able to slow down a little bit and do better work, I truly believe you'll avoid burnout and be on the path to mastery.